Hi folks, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It really does help when you do that. So today guys, welcome to the first ever Ask Perky video, and I've got a great question to kick things off. In my fourth Ditch the Fix video, I was talking about 12 recording tips, and I mentioned that whenever I set a gain pedal in the studio, I set it so it's working for that particular guitar part, but then before I record, I just knock the gain back ever so slightly, because I tend to find it records better that way. Now today's question is from Robyn, and they commented underneath that video saying, does that tip apply for fuzz pedals? Now that's a great question, Robyn, because for me, I don't class fuzz pedals as being gain pedals in a traditional way. I mean, obviously they are, that is exactly what they're doing. But for me, clean boosts, dirty boosts, treble boosters, soft clipping overdrive, hard clipping overdrive, distortion, those are gain pedals because as you turn the gain up, you get pretty much the same sound, just more compressed and more clipped. But with fuzz pedals, it isn't always like that, and it very much depends on which fuzz pedal you're using. So on the desk here, I have two fuzz pedals. I've got a very traditional Mark I tone bender replica and a much more modern Mid-Valley Effects Fuzz Blast. Now, with the traditional fuzzers, which to be honest with you is pretty much all I ever use, then yes, I would say in most circumstances I do apply that rule to myself. So I've just got a 57 set up arbitrarily on an amp, so it might not sound too great. With the tone bender and the attack or gain set pretty low, you get your typical raspy tone bender sound. Great pedal. Now, as I turn the attack up, you'll notice that the fundamental sound of this pedal doesn't really change. It just becomes more compressed. So with the attack down low, it's slightly cleaner, you get better note definition, which is exactly why I do the knocking back the gain thing. Now, with the Mid-Valley Effects here, it's a different story, and this does apply to the more kind of modern fuzzers, your sort of Zvex, Fuzz Factories and things like that. Where you set the gain is very important for how the pedal sounds. So with this pedal here and the gain set about halfway up, the pedal is very gated. Which is perfect for those kind of very staccato type things. But if I turn the gain up, it will become less gated. And if I turn the gain up all the way, it starts to become an octafuzz. You get that higher octave on top of the notes. So as you can hear, if you want that octave up sound and you knock the gain back following the rule, then that octave up sound goes away. So where you set the gain on this pedal is very important to how it sounds. So to answer your question, Robyn, yes, in most circumstances when it comes to traditional fuzzers, then yes, I would knock the gain back ever so slightly. But with certain fuzz pedals, where you set the gain or the bias or whatever it's called on your pedal is hugely important to how that pedal behaves, and you can get radically different sounds with just a small movement on the gain or the bias knob. So definitely experiment, but as I always say, there are no rules when it comes to this. This is just a guideline that I kind of set myself. All that matters is what comes out of your speakers at the end of your recording session. That is the only thing that matters. How you get there is irrelevant. So if you have a sound and knocking back the gain doesn't quite work for you, put it back up. Don't change it. But for me, as a general kind of guideline for recording, I prefer slightly lower gain guitar sound to that, so that knocking back the gain rule does work for me. So I hope that answers your question, Robyn. I hope that was interesting for the rest of you. Please do carry on writing in with your other questions for the Ask Perky series. You can comment underneath this video or email me at the address on screen now. I'm looking forward to making a lot more of these sort of videos in the future answering your questions. So thank you guys, I hope that was interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!